Here are 5 super clever hidden details you might have missed in the latest trailers and Oracle update from Witchbrook. First up on the list, when watching the trailer, we get just a glimpse at some sort of ritual taking place in this vibrant, bright green fireplace, which some would say stole the show, but if you stop to think about it, what is that? The fireplace is a statue of what seems to be an octopus or definitely some sort of sea creature. And this is interesting because Mossport is located by the sea, which they actually haven't really shown us yet. Now, with help from the Witchbrook Discord server, it seems that the octopus is a reference to the fictional alien entity known for his ability to drive anyone who sees him insane. Basically an eldritch deity or some type of old mythological god. An update from the Witchbrook Oracle newspaper says the Eldritch holds powers beyond comprehension, doesn't feel kindness, and doesn't acknowledge time as we do. On the surface, Witchbrook seems very cute and fun, which it definitely will be, but it's interesting to see these darker tones and to think about what this means for the game. I think a lot of people are seeing this very surface level magical game, but don't see all the hidden darker themes that these glimpses into the Witchbrook world are showing us. Any thoughts on how this could show up in the game? Do you think there's a bigger power at play here that we will see more of? Let me know in the comments. Now, second on the list of hidden details you probably missed is one of the classrooms. Here you can see this sword sitting on the shelf. Now, at first glance, I didn't really pay much mind to it. So what, a sword, right? Well, you really have to think about it in the context of the game. We're used to seeing swords in other games, and it's a very common mechanic to fight with these swords. But Witchbrook hasn't showed us much that really mimics these normal types of mechanics. For example, we see in this video some sort of fishing gameplay, or what seems to be fishing using a wand. We also see the wand being used to fix things around Mossport. So you would think if there was combat, which we actually haven't seen any of, that you could just use the wand for it. And if that was the case, then why would they include a sword in the world anywhere? I'm not convinced yet that they would have drawn it up and put it in the game just for the sole purpose to sit on this shelf and not have any reason behind it. And actually, if you look at this part of the trailer, you can see what looks like more swords of different styles. If this is true and we do get these types of items in the game, I am hoping, basically begging to see some type of upgrade system. I love a game that lets you upgrade and improve your equipment. Now, I could be wrong, I have been before, but I think it's highly likely that we could see some type of combat in this game against a darker power at play that you may have to defeat. Of course, it's all just a speculation. Do you think that too, or am I just reading way too much into everything? I don't know though, these developers seem smart and like every little detail is highly thought out and purposeful. If I were a developer on the team, not that I have any qualifications for that whatsoever, but I would definitely be trying to incorporate some rare materials that you have to collect for your spells and rituals, and these types of things wouldn't be easy to come by. This is a beautiful game, but so far, none of the gameplay we have seen is anything that bold. Yes, it is different and unique, but I really think that the team's wanting to have some type of bigger shock factor to the game that we'll find out about later. Something that just wows us and all really surprises us. I mean, they've been working on this game for years, and I know a lot of that is the way that they run the studio, but I think that they've taken notes from other successful games and have really put detail and thought into everything. If all we get is a cute little game about fixing up stuff, flying around town on a broom, running a business and decorating, I think that the game will really have missed out on a huge opportunity. And I hate to say that because, again, I'm so excited for this game, but I just hope there's more to it. Now, interestingly enough, you can see that they've tagged the game on their Steam page as an immersive sim. I think this really leaves it open to include all types of different mechanics that they may not be ready to let onto quite yet. Alright, now we're almost halfway through our list, so if you're liking this video so far, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any upcoming Witchbrook updates or content. Now moving on to the third hidden detail you may have missed, and I think this one supports some of the suspicions I've had from earlier in the video, but take a look at these pictures. Here you can see in the library a whole section of information on what's likely to be related to health. And then in this screenshot, one of the NPCs, Professor Wick, says, "The healing properties of herbal tea are in high demand around Mossport." Why? I don't think it's just healing anyone of the flu or cold. It's not like that screenshot is even in the winter or anything like that. I think something's happening to the residents of Mossport and we're going to have to heal them from it. Of course, it could just be included in the story as a normal occurrence of Witchbrook. The latest Oracle newspaper update did say peppermint will help in the allergy season. So maybe it's just nothing. But again, looking at the Steam page, we can see the game is not only full of magic, but also mystery. I'm thinking while in school, you get hints of things happening along the way, leading up to taking on this mystery after you graduate and have upgraded your powers. Do you think I could be onto something here? Maybe I'm just trying to manifest it. Okay, so now on to detail number 4. We have a brief look into this hallway, and if you pay attention to the background, you can see these cases, and this one in particular holds various bugs. Now, I don't know about you, but I saw a lot of wildlife in the trailer, like ravens and squirrels, but I didn't see any bugs. But this gives me hope that maybe we can catch some of them to either display or use in brewing potions or something along those lines. Especially if we could use the wand to catch them, that would be so cute. And normally it would be something you equip in other games like a bug net. So I tried looking at the UI that we could find from the screenshots, and there wasn't much, but I did find this one screenshot we can take a look at. So it looks like we have a hand with something hovering over it, probably having to do with using magic. Then we have this icon, which is likely a locator or possibly map type function. Of course, the broom, a magnifying glass, which we will come back to for sure, and then possibly something to do with gardening, a shovel, and a dog. This is a lot to unpack, not to mention the 2 bars below, which if I had to guess would probably be energy and maybe magic energy or something like that. There's a high probability that the dog could have something to do with familiars. Maybe we will get our own familiar in the game that can help us out. And I've even seen a cat beside one of the players, so maybe that would be an option. Now, coming back to the magnifying glass, I do think that this could potentially be looking for clues that could do with the mystery. It could be looking for those bugs, maybe familiars that are all around, like all the birds that we see. Who knows? It could be so many different things, but I'm very excited to see them hopefully do something unique in the game with this function. Okay, the last detail number 5, and a shout out to Sarah Sunstone for catching this one for everybody, and that is in their latest newsletter, The Oracle. There are 4 letters, a different color from the rest, and if you put the words together, you get the word omen. And that's probably as far as I could have gotten with that detail, but Sarah took it a step further and put it in the web browser behind the URL, and that actually takes you to this image, and beneath it you can see the word hello. Now, the actual definition of omen is an occurrence or phenomenon believed to indicate a future event. But this altar type setup that it shows along with the hello makes me think more along the lines of there being some type of gameplay relating to the afterlife or just part of the story. But also in the trailer, we actually see a statue of a deer, which is a known symbol of connection to the supernatural. And I just think that there is more to this game than meets the eye, and definitely something darker underneath the surface. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you think that the whole omen thing is about? It's pretty ominous, right? If you would like to follow along to see more updates on all things Witchbrook until it's released later this year, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and if you found this video helpful, please give it a like so that others can find it as well. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.